Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, Daily Motion, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Monday, February 9th, 2015, around 8:06 in the morning in Belleville, Massachusetts. Snowing again. What else is new? Could be 2 feet of snow on the ground by tomorrow morning. Nowhere to put it. Records are being set, and there's no end in sight for the snowy pattern. Schools are closed. Businesses are delayed or closed. The MBTA is running on a limited schedule. When's spring coming? Some news to report. The Boston Bruins lost to the Montreal Canadiens again by score 3-1. Les Habs beat the Boston Bruins all 4 games this year in the regular season. Doesn't bode well for the Bruins if they have to face the Canadiens in the playoffs. Canadiens match up pretty good against them. It's a tough matchup between the Canadiens and Bruins, but hopefully the Canadiens get knocked out in the first round so the Bruins could have an easier time to get the cup. And 51 years ago today was the first U.S. television appearance by the British rock group The Beatles. They appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show on CBS, and 73 million people were glued to see the Beatles on their television set on CBS. Later on today, there'll be a video blog about the Ed Sullivan Show. And that's about it on that. My first subject of the day is about the top 10 greatest WWE moments at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden has been hosting WWE events for many, many, many years. Back in the 20s, when Vince McMahon's grandfather ran the WWE, then it was Vince McMahon Sr. and now Vince McMahon Jr. And no other wrestling company has ever ran at Madison Square Garden inside the main arena. No NWA, no WCW, no World Class, no Championship Wrestling from Florida, no Georgia Championship Wrestling, no ECW, no TNA, no Ring of Honor, nobody. It's just been WWE events at Madison Square Garden at the main arena. Here's the top 10 moments in WWE history at the Garden. Number 10 on this list is the Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth's wedding at SummerSlam 1991. What was part of the Match Made from Heaven, Match Made from Hell. That was the title of the card. One of the tearjerker moments in WWE history, when Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth finally married on television. They were married 7 years before. Number 9 on this list of greatest WWE moments at the Garden, Psycho Sid winning the WWE title at Survivor Series 1996 by beating the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. Even though Sid was a heel, the fans at the Garden popped big time. It was one of the biggest pops of all time, and a very memorable moment when Sid hit Jose Lothario with the camera and then gave Shawn Michaels a powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. The crowd erupted for Sid, and they basically turned him face at the Garden that night. That's unbelievable. Number 8 on this list of the greatest WWE moments in Madison Square Garden was John Cena winning the 2008 WWE Royal Rumble. John Cena was going to be out 6 to 12 months due to a serious bicep injury, but miraculously he recovered a few months later after getting that surgery done, and has a surprise entrance in the Royal Rumble and wins the Royal Rumble. Fans go nuts. John Cena somehow makes miraculous recoveries when he's going to be on the shelf for several months. And that tells me he could be on some PD. Maybe he is. Number 7 on this list of the greatest WWE Madison Square Garden moments of all time, Bob Backlund winning the WWE Championship in 1978 by beating Superstar Billy Graham. Backlund gave Superstar the atomic drop and pinned him 1, 2, 3, but Superstar's foot was on the bottom rope, but it was poetic justice because Superstar Billy Graham won the WWE title in April of 1977 by using his feet on the rope against Bruno Sammartino. one of the greatest moments, and Bob Backlund had a 6-year reign as WWE Champion. Number 6 on this list of the greatest WWE Madison Square Garden moments of all time, Taz WWE debut at the Royal Rumble 2000, and he beat Kurt Angle easily. Kurt Angle was undefeated in the WWE at the time, and he challenged anybody. But then then Taz's music comes, theme music comes, and Taz makes his debut. Taz was an ECW World Champion. He grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and the fans went wild when Taz made his WWE debut. Big pop by Taz, one of the biggest pops at the Garden, probably since Psycho Sid won the WWE Championship. And that was probably Taz's crowning moment of the WWE as a wrestler, making his Madison Square Garden debut. Number 5 on this list of the greatest WWE Madison Square Garden moments of all time, Bruno Sammartino winning the WWE World title in 1963 against Nature Boy Buddy Rogers in 47 seconds. This was a very, very quick match. The crowd popped when Bruno beat the Nature Boy to win the WWE title, and Bruno really had an 8-year reign with the championship belt. Amazing. Number 4 on this list of the greatest WWE moments in Madison Square Garden history, the first WrestleMania 1 on March 31st, 1985. WrestleMania 1 was going to either make or break the WWE and Vince McMahon, because Vince McMahon put everything he invested in WrestleMania 1. And WrestleMania 1 was the greatest extravaganza in sports entertainment history, and it was a big hit, very big hit, and the WWE was off and running. A very great moment in Madison Square Garden. Number 3 on this list of the greatest WWE Madison Square Garden moments of all time, Jimmy Superfly Snuka delivering the Superfly Splash to WWE Champion Bob Backlund in a cage match in June of 1982. It was an extreme move. Even though Snuka was a heel, the fans popped big time and stuff like that, and it was a great splash, and this got the fans to make Jimmy Superfly Snuka a face. Snuka should have won the WWE title that night against Bob Backlund, but I think Vince McMahon Sr. was still running the business at that time, and he probably didn't. He still was a big Bob Backlund fan, and he probably didn't want Bob Backlund to lose it that night. Number 2 on the list of the greatest WWE moments in Madison Square Garden history was Stone Cold Steve Austin giving the Stone Cold Stunner to Vince McMahon the very first time on Monday Night Raw, September 22nd, 1997. Stone Cold interfered in a match with Owen Hart, and then Vince McMahon, who was doing commentary at that time, the New York City's Finest was going to arrest Stone Cold, but he says he wanted to take care of the situation, and Vince McMahon was getting mad at Stone Cold, saying, "Don't break the law, don't risk your life just by attacking. You can't wrestle. If you wrestle, you could end up in a wheelchair, and the WWE doesn't want that to happen." And Stone Cold says, "WWE could kiss my ass," and he delivers the stunner to Vince McMahon for the very first time, and Vince McMahon sells it like crazy, and this is a kickstart to the Austin McMahon feud, which lasted the next 2 years as the best feud in WWE history. And number 1 on the greatest WWE moments at Madison Square Garden was when Hulk Hogan wins the WWE Championship on January 23rd, 1984 by beating the Iron Sheik. And this is when Hulkamania started, and it was a kick-started the WWE Rock and Wrestling era, one of the greatest eras in WWE history. And Hulkamania being born is the greatest WWE Madison Square Garden moment of all time. Well, that's about it on that. Facebook friends, YouTube followers, Twitter followers, and Daily Motion followers. 2 more video blogs today. First will be about Ed Sullivan's show, and then the third and final video blog of the night will be about Lawrence Taylor. Stay safe from the snow. See you later on. Bye now.